I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Fucking new. One day. One day. I have to talk about this piece of horse goddamn shit. This is a Patreon request for Broad Stipe. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any other type of videos, review, movie topic, reaction, pretty much whatever, with exceptions, but pretty much whatever, request it directly to my PayPal. Feel free. Or be part of my Patreon. Feel free. Both links are down below. Feel free. I'd rather talk about anything else. I'd rather eat that. I was ready to swallow it. Because then, at least maybe get some fiber in my diet. There's no fiber. Yeah, the fibers of fucking piss stains that are flowing through my veins. What's veins? Well, it would be veins, but with an R for rage. Veins. They're ready to unleash out of my fucking bowels. But at least with that in it, maybe it'll take the shit pooling in my guts and fire off like a ping pong ball. And that shit is the equivalent of this fucking movie. Because this is one of the worst sequels ever. And you know what's more infuriating? There's a handful of scenes that work that should be in a better movie. The finale of the film. There's a sequence where you have a plane and a semi going towards each other. And it's a real plane. It's not quite a crop duster, but like a mail carrier plane. And it's well filmed, as in it goes right by the semi and the wing clips the windshield of the semi. It's not done with CG. It's done practical. In a better movie, I'd be like, wow, that looks really cool. But no, it's gotta be in this piece of shit movie. Because the original, with Roger Howell, may he rest in peace, and C. Thomas Howell, is to me one of the best horror films of the fucking 80s. One of the best. This movie, that's what I feel about this movie. The original Hitcher is fantastic on a number of levels. Mood, atmosphere, cinematography, music, direction, acting. You can look at it with symbolic thoughts and feelings, an agenda. Look at it as a man teaching another one how to be a man, or maybe something more mystical, or something more supernatural. Or you can take all that out and talk about how there's like a man stepping into from boy to adulthood in a weird ritual way. Or a guy who wants to die, but he wants to find the right one to do it. And for some reason, C-Towers Howell, hey, this guy's got some spunk. He's got some cojones on him. He's got some balls on him. Maybe this is the guy that could take me down. Maybe this is the guy who wants to die. Maybe it's nothing supernatural. Just this guy is very, very efficient in what he does. This movie either tries to remake the first film. So there's no imagination, no cleverness, no ingenuity, or it tries to replicate it, but does it such a piss poor fucking fashion that you just go, why was this ever made? Even the title, The Hitcher II, I've Been Waiting. Really? That's the title you want to go with? I've Been Waiting? The story, C-Towers Howell. The movie wants to play off at the beginning, oh, maybe he's a new hitcher. Maybe he's a new killer. 'Cause look, he's got a gun, and there's a guy that looks like he's got his son with him. And I'm thinking, this is all pointless because you know it's not the case. Because you look at the cover, you look at the trailer, anything else, it tells you what the story's about. So this whole thing is pointless. Of course, he's not the new Hitcher. He shoots the guy, and in fact, he's a cop. But he has a tendency to shoot people, bad guys, even if they just have a knife, so he gets fired. And as his wife says, you can't just go around shooting people because they're wacko. Well, he's got a bit of PTSD. And that could be interesting. C-Towers Howell's character dealing with the remnants of the first film and going through PTSD. But nothing's done of it. He goes to see Captain Estridge, which is played by a different fucking actor. So that doesn't help. Like, wait a minute, you got C-Towers Howell, but you didn't get that actor? Jeffrey DeMunn, he probably didn't come back because, like, why? This nothing role where I have, like, one scene on a phone and then my dead body? I don't blame him for not coming back. C-Towers Howell should not have come back. But, I mean, C-Towers is not a guy that's getting starring roles in movies, so he's like, hey, I get to be a star and I get a paycheck. Great, and you shit on the first movie. You shit on the ending of the first movie. Good fucking job, buddy. Should have just fucking said no. To me, the worst sequels are ones that hurt and fuck with the original. Are there exceptions? Yes, there's exceptions with everything. I like Elm Street 4. You say how that fucks up Dream Warriors, and I can't really say you're wrong. But I still really like it. There are exceptions. Which then is because of other things, whether the actors or the direction or superficial as the effects or music or anything of the note. Here, the music in The Hitcher is eerie and creepy. It has a certain unique tone to it. Here, it's a typical fucking score. They find a dead body and you have the strings, as this dead body falls into frame. Or you did jump scares of a fucking dog jumping out. Like when they get to Captain Estridge's place. They open it. Oh, a dog jumps out. Ooh. Great. We're going to shitty jump scare territory. His wife is played by Kari Wuhrer. I can never pronounce her last name right. I like Kari. I've seen her in Anaconda, Adventures of Ford Fairlane. I've seen her. She was in one of the Hellraiser sequels. I want to see... Well, I want to say it was... Was it Dead? I want to see it was Deader. Hellraiser Deader, maybe? I could be wrong, but I think it was that she was a star in. I reviewed it. That's how much I remember it. That's how much I loved it. Can't remember a fucking thing. Pretty much she screams, or she does a stupid thing. When they're driving, he's the one who's like, no, I'm not picking up the hitchhiker, and he's not going to. And she's the one who forces him to stop and takes his fucking keys away. I'm like, you stupid bitch. Because he gets in, and it's Jake fucking Busey. And I'm sorry, Jake Busey, you go from Rutger Hauer to Jake Busey. That's like you're a party, and you're waiting for Aerosmith to play, and you get... I can't think of any shitty low-rent bands. That's a bad... Okay, let's say I'm going to see a movie, and I'm going to see Blade Runner 2049, and you get there as chairman of the board with Carrot Top, with board spelled B-O-R-E-D. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, oh yeah, you think you're going to get Al Pacino, instead you got Al Cappuccino. Who's that? Oh, he's a porn star I know. What? I thought it was Al Pacino. Well, sorry, you get this fucking porn star. Do you want to watch him or suck him? I'm like, neither. Fuck off. Where's Al Pacino? Where's Scarface? Well, I know a guy named Scarface, but it's not his face who's scarred. Get the fuck out of my place. So, Jay Busey, I get he doesn't want to copy Rutger Hauer, but at the same time, all the inclinations throughout it is that he's the reincarnation of Rutger Hauer's character. Because all the ways he talks, he's like, hey Jim, I've been waiting for you. Like, all these things that like he knows more. People are like, well, it's the sun. I guess maybe, like, if the son found out his dad died and this is the guy who killed my dad, it never goes into that. So either it's the son of Rutger Hauer's character, I guess. Because I don't picture the Hitcher fucking someone and having a kid. That's why that's less likely than it being a reincarnation of Rutger Hauer. Honestly, so they both suck. That's why you didn't need a sequel. The Hitcher's one of those movies that never needed a sequel. No one was asking for a sequel. No one was begging for a sequel. So you make a sequel that no one wants. Don't make the sequels people do want, like Dread. We want Dread 2. We want Cobra 2. No. Commando 2. No. But we'll have a Hitcher 2. Why? Because we got the rights back and now we can. And with name recognition, maybe we'll get some money. So let's get a below mediocre score, even though the score for the first film was unique and set the really tone and mood, put you into this mode of, ooh shit, I'm creepy, I'm creeped out now, this is creepy, what's going on? And I'm creepy too, yeah, I'm creepy because I'm going to be creeping up along this fucking movie and break his fucking neck, Sam Fisher style. And then see Thomas Howell is wasted because like 30-40 minutes in he dies, and the most Kari is just sitting, there's the guy with the gun, she's like, get out of the way, pushes out of the way, he gets shot twice, she grabs him, they go, he dies of his wounds, and that's it. I'm like, this is fucking lame, this is bullshit. You bring C. Thomas Howell back, the very first bits of the movie make it seem as if he's the lead, and I guess was their version of Psycho. They want to do the twist where you think he's going to be the lead, but no, it's really his wife. Okay, so it becomes a typical white lady being stalked by a psychopath. How many times have we seen that? Once again, one of the interesting things about The Hitcher was that it was this guy stalking another guy, and mano a mano quality to it. It made it different, made it unique. But it's like they did with the Hitcher remake. Let's make it less unique, less interesting. And people are like, well, which is worse, this or the remake? I don't know. They both suck. You know what? Technically, I would say this, because the remake is the remake. This fucks up the ending of the first film. Like, wow, he stood up to Rutger Hauer's character. You're telling me he could take out Rutger Hauer, but he can't take out Jake Busey? He can take out motherfucking Rutger Hauer, but he can't take out Jake Busey. Because Jake Busey is that much more crazy than Rutger Hauer. Give me a fucking break. Jake Busey's performance, he's always smiling. Like, even when he's trying to be sinister, he's always smiling. Like, and also, this Hitcher's always trying to have jokes. There's a fucking scene where he's got a goddamn chef hat on. And he cuts his own finger because he wants to make people believe that she is the killer. And then throws his finger into the fryer for some reason. But he's got a fucking fryer hat on. And he's just always trying to make jokes. Which, if it's trying to go into the whole... It's the reincarnation of the Hitcher. No, it's not, because the Hitcher was never that way. When he talked, it was... You ever seen what an eyeball looks like when it's been punctured? And there's a certain dramatic heft to that character. Say, I want to die. What? I want to die. As you see Rutger Hauer saying that with his eyes, like he really believes he wants to die. At least sniffs back and is... Like, Rutger Hauer is so much more sinister and cooler and scarier and intimidating, and there's like a smile to his work, but it was more of a mastermind. This seems like a guy that couldn't be a mastermind of fucking Chuck E. Cheese's. Could be the mastermind of a fucking puzzle for 8-year-olds and younger. And nothing does Jake Busey the actor, but I guess it is, because I didn't care for his performance. And if you're going to get an actor, why would you get Jake Busey? I don't understand. I mean, I liked his dad, Gary Busey. But even he would not have fit. He would fit more as the Hitcher than Jake Busey, but you didn't need a sequel. And even then, as a sequel, he just plays off too goofy, too silly. There's a point where he has a fucking cowboy disguise. Kind of trying to talk like a redneck. And Kari, I didn't care about her character because she's the reason why Howell gets killed. She's the one who picks up the hitchhiker when he said no. She put the gas on his foot, like stepped on his foot, took the keys away, made the guy go in to the car. So it's her fucking fault. And then she was stupid enough not to get out of the way, so Howell gets killed. I'm like, great. The guy who I liked in the first movie gets killed because of your dumbass. I don't give a shit if this girl lived or died. And I don't mind the actress, but the way they wrote the character was piss poor. Now, I think she's a better actress than the actress in the remake, but still. That's Howell killed. Then after that, it tries to do stuff like in the first movie where he's blaming her for the crimes, like framing her, just like the Hitcher frames Howell in the first movie. There's some I just put his finger in the fryer. Maybe it's supposed to be reminiscent of the fingers Howell found when he was eating his French fries. Hey, French fries, French fryer. I guess that's the link. Kari does some stupid stuff, like a body falls and she trips and conveniently falls on the body, so her hand wraps on the knife that's in the dead body's back or stomach, whichever way. It's like, wow, how convenient. You fell and your hand decided to land right on the fucking handle of the knife, which now has your fingerprints. Good job, you fucking idiot. The look of the film, I think it's a step down from the first one. It's a lot of orange and sand and orange and, I say sand, but dirt. Dust storm orange. That's the only color I can think of is orange. Yellow orange. Howell does okay acting. Sometimes he's off a bit because nowadays, I do think he was a much better actor younger than he is nowadays, but he's trying. Howell is trying. Jake Busey, it's either just always smiling or doing stupid jokes or humor, and I was not intimidated one iota by Jay Busey. That's the thing. The Hitcher's not scary or intimidating at all. Not in the slightest. Not even for a second. You piss on the first film because you kill the two characters. Captain Estridge, his body's found dead. Right, you killed off that character. And then you kill off C. Thomas Howell's character. So you piss on the fans of the first film. It's like, wow. He went through all that in the first film just to get the stupid fucking girlfriend who gets him killed? Great! And he had PTSD, so wow. He led a great life after that. Fuck. Like the first one, there's a bit where the cops take her. Instead of a cop car, it's a van. And conveniently, Jake Busey moves a damn construction vehicle right at the exact point it needed to be to hit this fucking police van and flip it over. Then he comes in and shoots the cops, but then gives it to her. Oh yeah, another thing like the original, gives the person a gun that happens to not be loaded. Remember in the original, in the cafe, he left the gun there, and he says, "You didn't check the gun if it was loaded. You better use yours because I'm definitely going to use mine." And he puts his finger in the barrel. See, that a much better script. That's the thing. You had Eric Red writing the script. You had Robert Harmon directing it. Here, who the fuck... I should have looked this up. Who the hell made this? Just a remake of the first film. Shits on the first film by making characters you like get killed off and then left with the characters. The look of the film is just a tired orange, yellow, and a lot of dust. Trying to find out. This came up 2003, direct to video. Of course it did. Yeah, I gotta look it up on IMDb. 4.3, that's way too fucking high. That's bullshit. Way too fucking high for this. Louis Morneau, I know I've seen other films this guy has done, but I want to make sure. And 2 people on the script, or 3 people. How many fucking people wrote this script? 3 people. 3 fucking people wrote this movie. Molly Meeker, Charles R. Meeker, and Leslie Schaff. What, were they too busy in a fucking threesome to write a decent script? Molly Meeker, Charles Meeker, they must be a married couple. Leslie, maybe that's their butt girl buddy. This director did Carnosaur 2, which I don't mind. I don't mind Carnosaur 2. I like Carnosaur 3 more. Soldier Boys. Not the worst Michael Dudikoff film. Bats. I really enjoy Bats. Bats with Lou Diamond Phillips. I like that film quite a bit. And this is a film he did right after Bats. I went to bat for you, you fucking guy. With Bats. Hey, I really like Bats. And you give me The Hitcher II. And then you had Joyride 2. Another piece of shit sequel. But this is worse. And who... Okay, the people who wrote this. Molly Meeker. This is the only film she's written. And to be fair, maybe it's more the script that's the problem. Because the direction... Maybe I can't really say the direction isn't the problem. Because like I said, the sequence at the end when Kari grabs a plane and is going towards the semi that Jake Busey's driving, and he's shooting at her, and then she does a kamikaze and hits the... That's a fairly well directed action scene for a direct-to-video movie. So maybe it is the writer. I mean, Molly Meeter has never written anything. Charles Meeter, this is the first film he's written. And Leslie Sharf, this is the only film she's written. So 3 writers, the first time they wrote something, it's this. Charles Meeter, the only thing he's been is a producer. He was a executive producer of the original. He was a executive producer of The Golden Child. He was a executive producer of Near Dark. So you're a executive producer of 3 good movies. The Hitcher, Golden Child, Near Dark. You also produced Wired, that movie. You produced the remake of The Hitcher. And you produced this. But 3 writers, and this is the only thing each of these 3 writers have done. Leslie Sharf has done nothing else. Molly Meeker was an actress on an episode of Quantum Leap as Linda Brockner in the episode Another Mother. 3 writers. And this is the only thing each of them have written. Unfucking believable. But you know, I will give issues to the direction. The director has a final say on casting, and casting people like Jake Busey as the killer. It's a big flaw. Also, stuff like how the Hitcher dies. She shoots really a remake where a lady that almost has the same fucking clothes as the girl does in the remake with a shotgun shoots. There's a big explosion. Like in the remake, there's a big explosion. You guys remember the moment in the remake where she's walking in slow motion with a big fireball behind her? But here, the difference is the explosion blows up the Hitcher, because some CGI thing goes through Jake Busey, looked fake, and then he gets split in half because of the explosion, and this terrible cartoonish CGI. So you watch that, it's like, and then split in half, CGI cartoon. Ineptitude of craptitude. So what do we have here? We have a sequel that shits on the original by saying, hey, that character you liked, he's got PTSD, he's got this girlfriend, he's going off, he wants to do the right thing, his girlfriend fucks him over, his girlfriend doesn't do it, gets his ass shot and killed. Survived Rutger Hauer but died by Jake Busey, who's always looks like he's ready to laugh and ready to grin. There's not one single iota of sinister stares, suspense, or intimidation. And he's the villain. And you're following Rutger Hauer's footsteps. Once again, trying to be ambiguous like the first film as to what's really going on. But the ambiguous stuff of the first film is interesting. Here, okay, he's either the son and somehow someone fucked Rutger Hauer fucked someone, had a kid, which, like, what? Or he's the reincarnation, which is just fucking stupid. And if that's the case, then it takes any function of the first one. If you thought, whoa, this is just a normal guy but he's maybe former special forces, maybe former, you want to take that out and really 100% put in the supernatural? No matter what, it's just stupid. Just stupid script, stupid idea, not needed. The direction at times is not bad with the finale, at least a portion of it. Certain moments, like when in the cafe, Jake Busey shooting the shot through the glass and hits some of the cops outside. I wouldn't say it's badly directed in those scenes, but the look of the film, I don't think it has the scope of making you really feel like you're in the middle of the desert like the first one did. I think the cinematography is a step down. What is just, I mean, again, just felt more orange, yellow orange at times. Kari, I don't buy her character. I won't say I don't buy it. Let me backtrack on it. I'm just annoyed because of her actions, which led to the death of a character I enjoyed. And there was no coming back from that for me. And then a lot of times she would just fucking scream and be scared, which I thought Seatown's Howell had a lot more to do in the first one. And piss poor script. At the end of the day, you got 3 people who've never written a fucking thing before, and all 3 got together and wrote this, and they've never written a single thing since. I fucking wonder why. I wonder why they've never written anything since. Mr. Meeker, stick with the that you're producing. Because when you that you're produced, Golden Child, the original Hitcher, Near Dark, you helped make good movies. You're not a writer. And then you produce the remake? Fuck. You must really hate The Hitcher then. You gave us a shitty sequel and a shitty remake. One of the worst sequels and one of the worst remakes. Good job. That was a double dose of fuck you. How about that? How about dim apples? So fuck this movie. Fuck the sequel. Just go back and watch the original. Wipe the bad taste of ass out of your mouth that this movie recreates in space verbatim. See you guys later. Bye bye.